Welcome everybody to my very first cozy art vlog. I wanted to do a vlog where I track some of my creative projects because it's the summer just started for me, and I need to lock in and I need to start making things. Hi guys, 2.5 months later. This past summer, it was my ultimate goal to make as many YouTube videos, work on as many drawings, art projects, sewing projects as I possibly could, as I had the most time that I've had in a very long time. Making art and doing projects and putting out content, that calls to me every single day. I think about it every single day, and I know I cannot ignore this creative calling any longer. Guess how many YouTube videos I made? Guess how many art projects I did? Guess how many creative things I did? That wasted potential makes me sick. It makes me sick. So, whatever was in the air this summer, I don't ever want to feel like that ever again. Let's just say that. Around the beginning of the summer, I had all of these goals, all of these plans, things that I was going to do creative-wise in mind. And I wanted to start off by making like a little art vlog where in the video I say all the things that I'm going to work on, like a creative week in my life kind of video where I vlog my creative projects. Right when I finished filming that introduction to that video, I had something that came up, so I quit recording and I went and I took care of that thing. And afterwards, I got so distracted, and I wouldn't want to even say busy, I just got distracted. My priorities were just not in line. I was putting people and things before my creative endeavors, and look where it's gotten me, nowhere. And the reason why I decided to put that original video in is because it is extremely ironic how in that video I explained how as creative people and neurospicy people, whenever we steer away from our path of being creative, we literally go insane. And that is exactly what happened to me over the summer. I don't know if there's a word for this, but I accidentally manifested or predicted what was going to happen over the summer by saying in the beginning of the video, if I don't do X, Y, and Z, if I don't be creative, then I will go insane. If I put my energy into other people, then I will go insane. That's exactly what happened. When I stopped being creative, I went insane and I didn't have any hobbies. That energy went into other things. I put that energy into other people that didn't value me, and so love that for me. Without getting too personal, because I do want this channel to be like a video diary for me, where not only do I do fun things like vlogs, hauls, creative things, I also want to do more video diary-esque videos where I kind of talk more deeply and just put a little bit more of my thoughts out online. That is something that I want to do, and this is going to be one of those videos. But without getting a little too personal, essentially what happened was I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew I wanted to post a video once a week. I knew I wanted to work on an art project. I knew I wanted to finish my art projects. I have all these amazing creative outlets and ideas that I want to pursue. I wanted to do that so bad. It was my calling. My soul yearned to do these creative things. What I ended up doing is I put all of that energy into another person, into other distractions, into other things. And that is completely on me. And in doing so, midway through the summer, it sent me into a spiraling depression. And the best way I could describe the way I was feeling is it felt like there was an impending doom in my chest and in my stomach, and the anxiety was almost so unbearable for me to handle. I literally felt like there was an elephant sitting on my chest. It didn't matter where I was. It didn't matter if I was at home. It didn't matter if I was with family. It didn't matter if I was at work or with my friends. Like, the anxiety did not leave my body, and like the pain I was feeling was like trapped in my chest. And it felt like I was being suffocated by like my own feelings and my own thoughts on a daily basis. Now, as I am recording this video, I can confidently and proudly say that that feeling is gone. All of those horrible feelings I was experiencing are all gone now. It was a short-lived experience, I will say that, but it did feel like in the moment that it was a lot longer than it actually was. And it took me a second to get myself out of it. I did have to pull myself out of like a hole. As I am continuing to pull myself out of this hole, I realized a couple of things as a person and as a creative. And I realized when I needed to start creating again and why I need to start creating. As a creative person, if you are somebody that you wake up every single day, you go to work, you go to school, you go to college, in the back of your mind, while you're doing something for somebody else, for another company, for a person, for a boss, for a teacher, in the back of your mind, all you can think is, I know I deserve better than this. I know I'm meant for more than this. I know my calling is higher. I know I am meant for greater things than this one day. This is where I'm supposed to be at right now. But I know deep down in my heart that I am made for so much more than where I am right now. If you feel like that every single day, you need to start taking action to get yourself to where you want to be. And if you have that deep personal calling and it won't go away and it's stuck with you for so long, every single day, it does not go away, no matter what you do, you need to start doing something about it. Don't waste your life away. We get one of these. We get one life, and you're gonna spend it scrolling on your phone. And I'm also calling out myself by saying this. You get one of these. We get one of these. We get one life. And you're telling me that you have all the resources. You have the internet. You have your phone. You have a laptop. You have access to a library, access to hundreds of thousands of books and information, videos to watch, and you're gonna sit here and you're gonna consume other people's media, you're gonna consume other people's content and not do anything with the knowledge you were given, with the resources you have. If you have a passion, if you have built up creative energy, and if you do not do something with that energy does need to go somewhere. And this is exactly what happened to me. This has happened to me multiple times over multiple years. Whenever you do not put that energy into yourself, into your passions, into your hobbies, into things that you need to do, into your calling, into your purpose, that energy is going to go into another person that doesn't value you, that doesn't see your worth. That energy is going to go into other addictions. It's going to go into all of these things that are not wanted for you. So what needs to be done? You know what you need to do. You don't need to do any more planning. You don't need to make any more lists. You don't need to watch any more videos. You need to get up and start taking action, because taking action is better than waiting for the perfect time, than waiting for you to be the happiest. That day is never going to come. You have to start doing it now. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what you have. If you know you're supposed to be doing something, why are you not taking the one opportunity? We get one life to do that thing. So I got a little passionate there. That is honestly something that I needed to tell myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people needed to hear that too. Some other little niche things that I kind of learned over the last few months and really come to terms with as a creative is, okay, you know what you need to do, you know what you want to do, you know what you want to be, but the thing that's really stopping you is what it actually takes to get to where you want to go. It just seems so far away to you, and it's so overwhelming that you just decide to do nothing. That is honestly what I've done for many years, and I decided literally today that I'm done doing that. What kind of helped me get there is realizing these things. Number one, you need to make bad art to make good art. This seems like something that is blatantly obvious, but it's not really something that fully clicked with me until recently. It's like, obviously I know to get better at something I have to be bad at it first. That is logic 101. I used to draw all the time. I used to make so much art. I was in all of these art classes. It's the only thing I did. It's the only thing that was a part of my identity. And then one day I just stopped for years, and all of those years it built up in my head the expectations of wanting to get back to that place I once was at. It further prolonged me from starting over again, from starting to draw again, because I built up all of these expectations in my head that I have to get back to where I once was, even though that's extremely unrealistic and I'm already being too hard on myself. And what I realized is, in order to get back to that place, in order to start any skill, I want to learn so many new skills that I've never tried before. I want to learn how to sew, for example. And in order to get to where I want to with those skills, I have to just make bad stuff. And I have to be okay with that. Not everything is going to be perfect. For my artists out there, if you look back on your old art, I've seen so many artists say this, where they're looking back in their old sketchbooks and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. This is so bad. But I remember at the time, I was so proud of this. It's that. That is the perfect example of what I am saying. To make bad art is to make good art. I mean, how do we know if the art is objectively bad? At some point, you're just gonna have to slowly let those expectations go. You have to accept that you're going to make bad stuff. You're gonna make stuff that you're not happy with, but that's just part of the journey. Number 2, you're never gonna feel like it. Motivation is a feeling, and we all know that feelings are very temporary. Feelings do not last that long. I would say, depending on what it is, feelings don't last more than a day. You cannot rely on your motivation to be successful. You cannot rely on your motivation to achieve your goals and dreams. Sure, motivation is a nice feeling, but at the end of the day, you have to make a schedule and you have to build discipline. If you want something to be your job, you have to start acting like it's a job. Something that also stopped me from making a video or starting a new project or starting a new drawing is that I was waiting to start feeling like doing it. What I'd realize is I genuinely 99% of the time don't feel like doing it. I didn't feel like getting ready at 10 p.m. to film this video. The current time is 1:27 a.m. I've had a long day. I've done schoolwork all day. I'm tired, but I have a schedule to follow, and I still showered, got ready, put on makeup even though it's 11 p.m., looked over my script, and hit record. At some point, you just have to sit down, take out a pencil and a paper, and just start doing things even though you don't feel like it. And I feel like in most cases, after you force yourself to start, it's not that bad during the process. Number 3, you cannot be an artist and a perfectionist at the same time. This kind of correlates with number 1, but I was looking through some of my old art and sketchbooks the other day, and in the back of one of my sketchbooks, and mind you, this is a sketchbook from middle school, I wrote down something my art teacher had told me, and it was those exact words. You cannot be an artist and a perfectionist at the same time. And I remember writing that down at the time thinking like, okay, this is kind of wise, like love it, like this is so tea. But no, actually, I didn't really 100% understand what that meant at the time. And it took me almost a decade from that time to realize what that really means. It kind of goes to say that not everything you make has to be perfect. Not everything you make is going to be perfect, because it's another opportunity cost example, because you're going to end up spending way more time than you should be making sure everything you make is perfect. And that is costing you more experience if you would have spent more time making more stuff than spending it on one little thing, trying to perfect everything in this one project, versus if you took the same amount of time and put it into multiple things, trying the same thing over and over and over again, instead of trying to put so much energy into making one thing perfect. That just took me a long time to realize. So even though I failed my goal this summer to posting a video every week, to working on new projects and ideas and stuff like that, I am taking this as a learning opportunity to not give up, even though I picked a busy time to start this. I am going to start what I told myself I was going to do. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to finally pursue my dreams. And I want everyone who is watching this and that have made it this far to do the same as well. You need to be making art. Thank you for watching and tuning into this video diary / little yap session, and I hope you got something out of this. I know this is the most personal, vulnerable video I'm going to put out, so I am a little bit nervous, but I hope for good feedback, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!